You just look at the list of retail companies, whether it's Home Depot, Lowe's, Macy's, Dick's, and then you look at Target. They're now projecting $1.2 billion. Again, the polite word is shrink. The reality is it's theft. And you look at that Nordstrom video that's out there where one of the thieves actually is pulling the display setup, right, trying to get it through the door. It's cabled to a purse or something. So this is adding, again, this. And who's going to pay for all this, Neil? Somebody's got to pay. It's you and I and the average consumer.
None of this is going to end well at the end of the day. It's not looking too good. Before we get into this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you guys could please share so we can get the message in the video out there. Right here, here's the former Chrysler CEO just blowing the horn, just warning, just the sirens. At least he's sounding the sirens, unlike how they did in Maui, right? He's sounding the sirens, saying this is a problem. Something needs to be done about this. Organized or not, individuals or not, this is what happens when you allow just lawlessness to wreak havoc and do whatever they want. And we saw this in places like in Chicago, where Walmart closed down all of these stores, only have like, I believe, a couple left, and they're going to end up closing those down. The retail theft. After all this stuff, I think it was like something crazy, 500 million or something just in theft alone that Target lost last year, I believe. And I'm sure their number's going to be that, if not over, similar to Walmart. Where are they going to end up recovering this money from, right? All this stuff that's allowed just to walk out the door. There's videos of people loading up like 6 flat screens and walking out the door. And just nothing's done about it. Just casually walks out. Who do you think that's going to end up falling on? And this gentleman's telling you right here, the consumer. It's going to end up falling on us to make it up. No different than, hey, we're going to send this money to Ukraine and all that. Who's going to have to foot the bill for that? We're going to sign this off, 200 million here, 1.6 billion. Who's going to, same thing with the stimulus. All that stuff, there's going to be checks and balances, and they're going to end up saying, listen, it's time to pay up. And that's why these people and these companies are fleeing these cities. You saw that with Whole Foods in San Francisco. You saw that with Nordstrom. They were talking about that for a second. Gap, all these huge companies are just saying, you know what, we can't, if you guys aren't going to do nothing about it, you guys aren't going to uphold the law, then we're just taking off, because they're just stealing from us and nothing's ever done. Nobody's ever prosecuted. And then when employees speak out or record, they're fired. He even spoke right here about a gentleman that got pushed and ended up perishing, ended up dying.
Not only crime, but unfortunately, Home Depot lost 2 associates. They pushed an elderly man to the floor. He died.
I remember
a security guard shot.
So even the people that try to intervene, that try to stop it, like, listen, we can't let this happen. Those people are getting punished. Those people end up getting fired or sued. So what's in all this stuff is presiding and nothing's being done about it. We're going to keep talking about all these indictments and all this stuff with Trump. Why aren't these people indicted? Why aren't these people held accountable? See, that's the whole thing. Look over here, don't look over here. And it goes around everywhere. That doesn't make it right. It's more predominant in these cities. That's how they'll answer it, right? Like, man, what's going on? What's your guys' answers to all this? Well, also, it's going on in this city. No, nobody's talking about that. What are you guys going to do to hold people accountable? Just like the video I did a couple days ago in Chicago with the mayor. They're children. They're young. They're kids. This is what happens. We got to protect them too.
They're young. Sometimes they make silly decisions. They do.
This is the attitude. Oh, just let it. It's no big deal. You know, they got problems. They need it. They're probably taking it for their family members or something. Just let them go on. Don't try to stop them. And then it's just going to ring the dinner bell even more. And this is what all these CEOs, even the CEO of McDonald's, say, man, what's going on in Chicago?
Everywhere I go, I'm confronted by the same question these days. What's going on in Chicago?
And then he says, what's going on? And what does Lori, though, man, don't we miss Lori Lightfoot, man? Remember when she dressed up in her, like, COVID fighting outfit? Do you remember that? Just a great Lori Lightfoot, right? But even she says he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, I think that what would have been helpful is for the McDonald's CEO to educate himself before he spoke.
Before he even speaks, he needs to check and know what he's talking about. Oh, do you say the same thing about Boeing, a Citadel, a Caterpillar, all those that left Chicago? Do they not know what they're talking about too? And then you know what they'll answer with? Oh, well, some other company, that's not what. See, you're trying to change the narrative. You're trying to switch it around. What about these? What caused these people to leave? They'll never talk about that. Same thing, California, all these places. And then this is what CEOs like this are just sounding the alarm. You can't have inflation, all this theft, this lawlessness, crime, homelessness, eviction, all this stuff happening at one time and not expect for it to come crumbling down. And that's what you're seeing right here. And the consumers, everyday people like you and I that don't go in the store and just fill up a grocery cart and walk out, that's why those prices keep rising. At the same time, them wanting you to go electric and all this other stuff, and that's why the prices of gasoline, we're not going to invest in the gasoline. We're going to put all these regulations. We don't want you to pump. So that means people that say transport milk, everything comes by semi-trucks. Nothing's dropped off magically from space or whatever. It all comes by semi-trucks. So now they have to spend that much more for diesel, that much more for fuel. So they have to make up those margins somewhere. So now they're making up margins for fuel and all that, and they're making up margins for theft. So at some point you're going to go in there like, man, this t-shirt was $12. Now it's $48. Oh, because the whole rack has been stolen from here, here, and here, and they have to make up for those lost margins because that profit they never received. At some point in time, they need to call a spade a spade. You need law and order. You have to hold these people accountable. And you see these cities are getting worse and worse, and eventually it will spread to other cities.
Hush up, boy.
And then I'll make the same argument with this, with the safe injection sites. Hey, look, here's a building right here. Just come on in, lay down, shoot up. What? Do you want another one? You want another hit? You're looking for something else? We got that for you. Hold on, let me open up this cabinet. We got Captain Morgan. We got scotch. I got some morphine right here. What do you need? We got what you need. As long as you're indoors, do it here. Look at the message that's sending. No, not get off of this stuff and let's better your life. Let's make you productive and let's save you from perishing at a very young age. No, let's just make it safe. You come in here and do it, and then we'll just send you safety kits. This is gonna have clean syringes. Think about what is going on. Tell me, am I tripping? Am I just overreacting to all this stuff? Or what would you guys do in this situation? You guys gonna let just somebody walk out the store? Or at the end of the day, if they're just firing people, you guys gonna say, well, it's not my job. I ain't losing my job. I ain't fighting nobody. I ain't tangling around and getting shot or stabbed. Let them walk out the store. Because if that's what eventually it's all gonna come crumbling down. That's just the way I look at it. Thank you guys for watching and tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you guys could please share so we could get the word out there. And I will catch you guys on the next one.